Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. We will just wait for the room to fill up. But thank you for joining me and making it to the end, day five of this Mastery Mapping Challenge. I'm very proud of each and every one of you that has gone through this. I know how hard it can be sometimes to look into some of these things and dig right in there. So that's something I am incredibly proud of each and every one of you for doing. And this is just the start. This is just the start. We've really only scratched the surface. So, welcome Agnieszka, welcome Diana, welcome Will. You stayed up, fair play. Amazing. Porto, my man, how are you? Good to see you. Right, guys, today is the final day, and yeah, you've made it to the end of the challenge, so well done. This is this has been It's been great for me, actually, to be honest. It's the first time I've ever done something like this, and I've really enjoyed it. And I hope that it has brought value. It's given me a lot of ideas as well to do other things and other videos and other programs and lots of fun stuff up my sleeve now after doing this. So I thank you for engaging in it because I've gained a lot from it as well. But for you, this could be the start of your own big journey on where you move to now in terms of your own life, your own mastery mission. What is it that you want to bring into the world? Where do you want to go with this? What's your heart really yearning for? What have you been aware of that your heart has been yearning for a long time that you've been a little bit tentative to move towards? I really want you to move towards it, and you want to move towards it. There's something in you that says that you just need to kick up the ass to go and move in that direction. And I hope that this has given you the catalyst or some sort of a catalyst to move in that direction. And that you've got some sort of a clear view of yourself because, you know, unfortunately in our culture and in many cultures, we don't ask these questions. Self-knowledge is it's like for the old philosophers and old philosophy books. In this day and age, self-knowledge is kind of like, yeah, that's not for me. That's for philosophers of yesteryear. But it's not. It's for everyone. And that's where the good stuff is. I know we've only really scratched the surface, but I have brought you to places where there is gold for you if you're willing to go deeper. So let's talk about purpose. And we have sort of weaved in and out of the discussion around purpose through this challenge. And I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the idea of purpose. On the one hand, it can be really liberating to feel that we're, working on something that is purposeful or moving towards looking at something means something purposeful to us. But on the other hand, it can become this kind of search for the nebulous, the unobtainium, because the reality is that there is no magic pot of purpose out there waiting to be found for you. There is only what you hone and pay attention to and really refine over and over again, like skill sets that you try to practice and get better at in your own life. By being steadfast in that focus and pursuing something very specific, that's where purpose comes out from. That's the work that you do that morphs into something specific that is purposeful for you. So on this whole journey, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm looking for my purpose, I'm looking for more meaning. Sure, you will find more meaning when you do self-knowledge work, but this idea of having a purpose, it, you'll get there. You'll get there by just moving towards what it is that your heart sings for and keep refining and finding value. I know the Japanese have this philosophy around ikigai. You should Google it because I'll probably butcher it now, but it's something that you're good at, something that the world needs, something that is you can make money from, and something else. I know I'd butcher it, but ikigai. Ikigai, I think it is. If you Google that, you'll find the four sections. And basically, when you hit all four sections, that's that's the magic. That's where the magic happens. Yeah. So one thing that I'm absolutely certain of is that the more self-knowledge that you pursue in your life, the more you'll be able to answer the question, who am I? What am I? As Kev said yesterday, which is even even more meta than the way I frame it. But that's why I encourage people to journal, to reflect, ponder, meditate, do yoga, breathing exercises, even spiritual practice, prayer, whatever it is that is for you, taking you to the place where you can just reflect and ask yourself the important questions about what is going on for you. The more you engage in that, the more you'll build a relationship with yourself. And that's what it's all about. It's building a relationship with yourself, being in congruence, coming from a sense of your higher self, if you want. There's so many different concepts related to this. But until we really do that, there is a sense of ourselves sabotaging ourselves and getting in our own way, being diverted by the junk that's in our life. And I hope that this has been an opportunity for you to sort of look at, getting out of the way of that. My own purpose, I realized when I was quite young that I was pretty good listener, but it wasn't until I started to actually learn psychology that I said to myself, this could be something that you do. You know, I was interested in music and stuff when I was growing up. I always took for granted that I was a good listener and that people naturally came to me to solve problems and just to listen to them, and I was good at it. And yeah, it wasn't until I started studying psychology and I became kind of an agony uncle in my old job. People used to come and talk to me about deep problems in their lives, and I seen that I was pretty good at it, and I liked to do it as well, and it gave me a sense of purpose, and I knew that I wanted to work in some sort of human intervention field. I did want to be a therapist, but the idea of doing another 4 year study wasn't incredibly attractive. Maybe one day, but actually, no. I don't want to be a therapist because, yeah, dealing with past traumas and stuff is not really my idea of a good time. I love working on the future with people, which is what coaching allows me to do. I love to paint that picture of where people are going with them. It's just the greatest. It's really the greatest. So that that sense of purpose for you that you have, you might be taking that for granted, like I was taking it for granted. And that's something I would really encourage you to think about. What is it that you potentially say, oh yeah, this is just something that I do that you're probably fucking world class at and you're taking for granted? Maybe there's something in that you need to think about bringing out. Perhaps like you spend times doing something that is really, really niche, but that you're really gifted at. Ask the question of yourself is, who is it that you admire in the world? What is it that they do? Is there something in what they're doing that you want to do that's similar? And if there is, what is actually stopping you? What is actually stopping you? Is there something stopping you? Is it a relationship? What I would be aware of in that is that if you do identify something that somebody else does, don't try and adopt every single characteristic that they have, because that can be a trap in itself, because then you just are copying someone else and you're not letting your own authenticity out. Because each of us does have a very, very specific uniqueness. And sometimes we don't allow that to thrive and come out because we might have adopted some sort of social judgment that people may have once yesteryear called us a name, or you're aware of some judgments out there that you are avoiding, and that stops you. So I would encourage you to think, if that sounds familiar, is that really worth stopping the pursuit of something that is actually in your heart? I would encourage you to say no. Another thing about purpose is that we can have many purposes in life. You know, the average age these days with modern medicine is around 75, 80. So you can have a lot of purposes. Will I be a coach for the rest of my life? Maybe, maybe not. You know, maybe I might get to a stage where I go, okay, did that, box ticked, bucket list, onto something new. But yeah, and that's open for all of us. You know, there's a, like, what am I, 40 now? Maybe I do this for another 20 years. Maybe I do something when I'm 60. Who knows? Maybe I finish this in 10 years. Who knows what's down the road? But you know, maybe there's two things that you want to do, and that's probably possible for you. So I would consider the reality of having many purposes in your life. Another thing to consider is, and the famous self-help guru Jim Rohn used to ask this question about the people that surround us and the relationships that are in our lives. And he used to talk about the fact that we become the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time around. And that's something to ask yourself. I know we didn't touch on it so much in specific form in the challenge, but to think about, who are the people around you? Do they build you up or do they drag you down? And if they're dragging you down, what can you do about that? Because I would encourage you to do something about it. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people who drag you down to a low average of your ability, that's not good for you. That is not good for you. And I know it can be hard to drop some relationships that have been there for all your life, potentially. But you have to do it if you want to move forward. So that's something to think about. Because it's all too common that people will feel envious of our bigger vision, and when we reach towards a bigger vision, they will say, "What are you doing that for?" I know in Ireland that is very popular. They call it the tall poppy syndrome, and it's very popular in many places around the world, and it's ugly. It's ugly. So that's something to be aware of. That does not happen in this community, by the way. This community is awesome. Everybody is on each other's sides, looking to build each other up. So I want to congratulate you all for that, for creating that sense of a real, loving community. So happy days. Self-love. Let's talk a little bit about self-love. And this is a vital factor for you to embrace, basically. Because if you're going to move towards what it is that is in your heart, you really have to love on yourself and allow yourself to move in that direction. You know, all those desires and interests and values that you have that bring about your own sense of your mastery mission and where you're moving to, you're going to have to be willing to let yourself move in that direction, which is going to require that you love that part of you. Because maybe you haven't been loving that part of you. Maybe you've been denying yourself love in that regard. And that's something to really think about. Because it's easy to be complacent and to be comfortable in what we've known. But maybe what we've known has not been open to us, loving ourselves in that regard. So I would encourage you to have a read over. I've dotted out a lot of questions on the exercise for day 5. And I would encourage you after this to have a little read over it and to answer some of those questions, because it's your future that's on the line here. And it's something to really think about. So speaking about passion and purpose and whatnot, both yours and mine, nothing makes me feel better than to be able to help people. Reach forward, grab that passion, to really know what it is that is their mastery project. And I absolutely love helping people build that sort of life and work closely with them. So what I am doing is I am opening up 10 spots in an 8-week group coaching program, the Mapping Your Mastery group coaching program. And what this will do is it'll give you a blueprint that will help you move closer to your ultimate vision and your mastery mission, and give you the life of freedom and purpose, and the life of your dreams, basically. What you will learn if you choose to sign up is you'll learn how to overcome any anxieties, which we would have already started yesterday. The matrix, we work very closely with that, helping you overcome any sort of emotional challenges, managing your inner world with a couple of other simple techniques that will allow you to take back control of your emotional life. And as a result of all that clarity, you'll be able to move towards maybe a promotion, if you've been thinking about starting a business, or if you've been thinking about finding some love, or whatever personal freedom you're looking for in your life. So what you can expect from joining the group program is you can expect to build an unstoppable mindset. Basically, I'll help you unleash confidence and unleash that inner master that you probably have an awareness of that inner master by doing some of these things. And we're going to help you really bring that to the fore and come out in all aspects of your life. So, you'll create a sense of laser awareness within yourself and the ability to be Zen-like in your thought management, which is something that I'm very proud to be able to do. You may not know, but I used to suffer horrendously with anxiety, and now I don't. So I'm going to be able to teach you that. I'm going to help you to embrace social interactions. I know many people suffer with social anxiety, and they have all types of problems when they go into social situations, which I used to suffer with as well. And I'll teach you how to break free of all that, to be comfortable in your own skin, to fear the judgments of others, and to end any social isolation that might be going on for you. The program will help you get clear on your career, pave the way towards a new career, maybe a promotion or launching a business, which will liberate any untapped potential that you have inside. And we all are absolutely limitless in terms of our potential. And the program will also help you be more open to love. So get ready to welcome that new love in your life, or romance, whatever it is that you want. Find that special other person, or if you're in a relationship already, to be able to deepen that relationship with the person in your life. You'll get the best of my coaching, mentoring, training secrets, spoon-fed to you in a intimate setting. So what you'll get is 8 group coaching sessions, which will last 2 hours at a time. You'll get this, what I call the supernova skill sets, which will help you recapture your emotional control, putting you back in the driver's seat of your life. You'll get detailed blueprints, guides, checklists, spreadsheets, all this incredible stuff, which will help you to instantly model and simplify your fast track to success, where you're going. Working with a group and working with me, you'll be able to become hyper aware, and you'll have crystal clarity on where it is that you're going, and a detailed plan on how to achieve it. And I mean a detailed plan. If you thought day 3 about working with your time was detailed, get ready for the next level. Also emotional habit tracking. So in terms of any emotions that you're struggling with, I will help you to track those uncomfortable emotions, and any limiting beliefs that you have. I'll help you to bust all of that. I'm telling you, working with me is great fun. Great fun. All them disempowering beliefs gone immediately. There's also a kick-ass accountability system, which will keep you focused and on track, making sure that you're taking the key actions that you need to take daily. And there'll also be an ideal life creation strategy with detailed map on the key skills that you need to get, and the actions and attitudes that you need to start adopting to bring about that liberty enabling life that we all desire, right? So working together will help you overall reframe the source of any emotional discomfort that is stopping you moving forward in your life. And this proven system is going to help you regulate your emotional reality to the way that you want it to be. So I'm going to pop a link into the uh, chat box below in a moment. But if you were to sign up, this is what would happen. We would meet once a week at a specified time in the webcast room, probably on Zoom. And the goal would be to challenge yourself. This would be the next. If you thought that this was a challenge, we're going to challenge you to, because like you're going to be picking what it is that you really want to do to become world class at. And I mean world class. You're going to be world class at being you. You're going to be the best version of you that is possible. And you're going to be the creator of your emotional reality. You're going to be thinking about how you want to feel ahead of time, predicting how you'll feel in certain situations, not taking anything to chance. You're going to be the controller of your life and your destiny. Bottom line is, I'm going to teach you how to learn to be the master of your own reality with a really proven system, and you will immediately be able to experience all those benefits like never before. So if you've never done a coaching session, I would invite you to use the link that I'm going to pop into the comments box below, and to book an hour with me just to go over what you've already worked on this challenge. If the program is a fit for you, awesome. We can sign you up right there and then. But I would like to check in with what it is that you've learned about yourself by giving you a free breakthrough session, which any of you can utilize. And that's basically it. That's all I have to say. This is the link that you can follow that. And I would actually, inside that link is a survey about this challenge. I would love to get any feedback you have about this challenge and to hear what your experiences were and all that really cool stuff. So that is the link there. And I would love to hear any feedback, ponderings, any notions, what you think, what's been going on. I'd love to hear what this has encouraged you to move towards in your own life. All that good stuff. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hi, Diana. Hi, Natalia. Will says, I'm naturally a night owl, even more so under quarantine. Paul, how are you? Brenda, my cousin, legend. Hope you're keeping well. Hope the kids are safe. And yourself and Tez. Kyle of the Walkers, how are you? Krzysztof, my man. Matko, you beautiful human being. What a heart. What a heart of gold. Angelina, welcome. Agnieszka, if only people out there had 1% of your listening skills. You're too kind. You are too kind. Yelena, good to have you here. Will says, I know how it feels to be used. I've been finding out a lot late last year and early this year regarding who my real friends are. Yeah. The Fakertians envy me. Tall poppy syndrome exists in Australia and I've been at the receiving end of it. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's ugly when it happens. It really, really is ugly. I've since dissociated myself from them. Yeah, good for you. You're better off. You're better off, you know? People who deserve our attention are the people who deserve our attention. And that is the reality. Good for you. Kirti, good to see you. I've been developing a business for a while now. Well, click the link and let's have a call about it. and we can really get you motoring on that. Sonny, my man, welcome. Peter, good to have you here. Long time no here. Long, long time. Kirti, I'm glad it was helpful. I'm glad it was helpful. Well, guys, that really is all I have for you. I don't want to go off over half an hour. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for the next 5 minutes. Any questions? Any ponderings? Was this challenge useful? Did you learn anything about yourself? Anyone? Crickets. How are you all doing with the isolation? With the quarantining? With the lockdown in many cases? Are you enjoying April Fool's Day? Well, if nobody has any questions, not having bad friends opens time and space to have good ones. Absolutely. What I would also recommend is making communities. Start a Facebook group. I don't know, I think I started this group 3 years ago. Really didn't have a specific goal in mind, but it has turned into something that I'm quite proud of now. Why not do that for yourself? If you've got a really niche interest, call in your community. Be the leader of your community. It really is something that will warm your heart and is good. Is good in terms of you practicing your leadership skills. Diana says, yes, super useful. Loved it. Made me think more about myself, which is not something I'm used to. Good. Absolutely delighted. Yelena says, very helpful. Thank you. It helped me motivate myself to make certain improvements. Awesome. Awesome. And I mean that, like, the invitation is open to everyone to book a call with me. I would love to help you deepen, your sense of growing your self-knowledge and moving towards deepening your mastery of yourself, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day. Knowing yourself is, you cannot know yourself enough, in my opinion. We cannot know ourselves enough. I would also recommend that you buy one of these, productivity planner. So on day 3, you will notice that I talked about the Pomodoro, and this goes through it. I don't know if you can see there, but it helps you estimate what it is that are the most important tasks of your day, the secondary tasks, and it asks you to give them an amount of Pomodoros that you think it will take. €25 or something like that on Amazon. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. And it helps you to sort of get clear on your daily goals and whatnot. So I would recommend that you take the hit and go and buy yourselves one of those. Any other questions? Personally, day 3 and 4 were the most important for me. They poke me now to get this done. Good. Yesterday, Kevin hit the nail on the head with some dark stories I thought I was living inside. Yeah, great. The darkness is where you're going to bring yourself the light at the end of the tunnel by going in there and, playing around with that darkness. We all have darkness, and it needs to be looked at, uncovered, and processed. Because that's the shit that sabotages us, unfortunately. And it has a way of doing it in the most inopportune times if we don't face it head on. Anyway, I would love to talk to you about that sometime. So if you want to book a call with me, let's do it. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up because I don't want to go over half an hour. Thank you so much to all of you who have taken this challenge. I really, really appreciate your time, and your future self thanks you as well. Any questions, throw them in the comments. I would love your feedback, so if you would mind filling out that survey, it would be super awesome. Otherwise, you have an awesome rest of your week, rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the quarantine and keep deepening your relationship with yourself. And love you all. You're amazing. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.